Hello, welcome to From the United Kingdom to Space. In this video I'm going to give you an update about Spaceport Cornwall and Saxavord UK Spaceport. The United Kingdom has been involved with spaceflight for decades, building satellites and robotic spacecraft, rocket launch development, communications and astronauts. These endeavours have taken place in collaboration with other countries and organisations. Now, the UK is aiming for new heights with the prospect of space launches from UK soil. The UK government, along with the UK Space Agency and the Civil Aviation Authority, published new parliamentary regulations in 2021 to enable rockets carrying satellites to launch from UK soil for the first time, with spaceports planned for Cornwall, Wales and Scotland. This map shows the location of the UK launch sites. We have 3 ground launched directly from the spaceport sites in Shetland, Sutherland and the Western Isles, and 4 air launched from carrier aircraft in Argyll, Prestwick, Snowdonia and Cornwall. Spaceport Cornwall, based at Newquay Airport in Cornwall, partnered with Virgin Orbit, a spin-off company from Virgin Galactic, to use its carrier aircraft and modified Boeing 747, aptly named Cosmic Girl, to air launch a rocket into low Earth orbit called Launcher 1. This image shows the 9,000-foot runway at Newquay Airport, and this shows the location of the airport in Cornwall. On the 30th of September 2022, Spaceport Cornwall was officially launched with the opening of their Space Systems Integration Facility, or SSIF. The spaceport is home to the Centre for Space Technologies, consisting of the SSIF and the Space Systems Operation Facility and adjacent R&D work and office space. This is the Virgin Orbit Boeing 747 carrier aircraft with Launcher 1 mounted under the left wing. After several delays, the first launch from Spaceport Cornwall took place on the 9th of January 2023 with a payload of several small satellites. However, after being released by Cosmic Girl, the Launcher 1 rocket suffered an upper stage engine anomaly at approximately 112 miles altitude on its ascent into space, failing to achieve orbit and resulting in the loss of the payload. The flight was the only mission carried out from the spaceport using the Virgin Orbit system. Cosmic Girl and Launcher 1 made 6 flights from 2020 to 2023, resulting in 4 successes and 2 failures. After the flight from Spaceport Cornwall failed to reach orbit, and with Virgin Orbit facing financial difficulties, the company laid off staff and suspended operations in March 2023. The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and an auction took place on the 22nd of May 2023. Virgin Orbit sold their 747 Cosmic Girl carrier aircraft to hypersonics firm Stratolaunch for $17 million. Virgin Orbit's Long Beach, California HQ was sold to Rocket Lab USA for $36.4 billion. Launcher, owned by Vast Space, successfully bid for the Mojave-based facilities for $2.7 million. Several Launcher 1 rockets were in various phases of production were scrapped. Spaceport Cornwall are working on system development and UK return missions with launch operators Sierra Space and Space Engine Systems. Some breaking news now. German Polaris spaceplane could fly from Spaceport Cornwall. Spaceport Cornwall is in talks with German startup space company Polaris spaceplanes, with the possibility of flying their Aurora spaceplane vehicle from Spaceport Cornwall in the future. Polaris Spaceplanes is developing a revolutionary reusable space launch and hypersonic transport system that operates like an aircraft. More than 30 years of German and European research, Aurora combines aircraft and rocket launch technologies, routine, safe and economical access to space. Flight testing of the demonstrator aircraft Myra took place in August 2023. This is an artist's impression of how the Aurora spaceplane will look on orbit. Now we turn to Saxavord Spaceport in Shetland. The first rocket to launch satellites directly from UK soil will take place from the Shetland Islands later this year. Saxavord Spaceport has partnered with German space company Rocket Factory Augsburg, or RFA, to provide the service using their RFA-1 launcher. Saxavord Spaceport, previously known as Shetland Space Centre, is located on the Lambert Peninsula on Unst, the most northerly of the Shetland Islands off mainland Scotland. The site is near the RAF Saxavord radar station and the settlement of Score, adjacent to the Saxavord distillery. Other than the North Sea, there is nothing to restrict flight trajectories to sun-synchronous, polar and high inclination orbits for suborbital sounding rocket launches. 3 launch pads are planned to be built on Saxavord Spaceport. Launchpad Elizabeth is to be the first one, Launchpad Callum and Launchpad Fredo. This is the first launch site, known as Launchpad Elizabeth, named after the late Queen Elizabeth. Rocket Factory Augsburg to provide first launch from Saxavord. RFA offers precise, flexible and low-cost launch services. Real-time data from satellites will soon form the backbone of our research, industry and society. Our goal is to democratise access to space in order to better understand, protect and connect our planet. 9 engines, 3 stages, 1 flexible launch system. RFA developed their Helix engine in-house and used low-cost stainless steel with other industrial components from the automotive, oil and energy industries to construct the launcher. The cherry on the top of the launcher is RFA's unique orbital transfer vehicle called Redshift. RFA Redshift Orbital Transfer Vehicle. We position your payload exactly where you want it to be. Our last mile delivery service takes care of any mission profile from low Earth orbit to geostationary transfer orbit and beyond. Our Redshift Orbital Transfer Vehicle helps you to achieve your business and scientific ambitions. In-orbit services include hosted payload, space debris removal, life extension, satellite inspection, and end-of-life management. RFA will provide dedicated and rideshare options for its customers. In May 2024, the first hot fire test of RFA-1's first stage with all 9 engines running took place at Saxavord. The test was flawless, showcasing the team's ability to manage and control the rocket's first stage effectively. Looking ahead, RFA plans to conduct further tests of the first stage, aiming for a successful launch into space. The inaugural flight of RFA-1 is currently scheduled for the second half of 2024.